Hello, I want to show you this patch I put together for percussive voice. Very simple with two voices, no filters, and just a few VCAs and envelope generators. I'm not gonna give an overview of the patch right now. I'm gonna play it. I will then switch to a simple diagram I put together to describe how this actually works, and you get a feeling if you want to replicate this and expand it for sure, and make your own sounds. So I hope you like it. Now enough of me talking. Let me play it for you. This is the basic with no modulation added. I can now start changing the timbre by adding first modulation, I'm increasing the saturation here of the main voice. I'm adding further modulation on the second voice. And I can play with a filter that has internally the noise source. Let me introduce the modules that are being used here, and I'll describe later how the patch works. So, of course, the triggers are generated by PAM. I do have at the output a Ghost module which provides basic reverb and a bit of delay. And I do use the simple VCA as an output VCA into the Ghost module. So the two voices used in this patch are this VCO3, which has through 0 FM, and also the mini VCO, which is a tiny VCO. So the VCO3 has a sub VCO to produce a sub sine, which is used to modulate the mini VCO. And also I'm using the square wave to sync the two VCOs. Finally, the main VCO uses, of course, the main and only source of modulation is the DIN noise module, and this module has internally a state variable filter, produce three outputs: low pass, band pass, and high pass. I'm using the band pass through control through a VCA, this BIP module, which has dual bipolar VCAs. I'm actually using them in unipolar mode, but I can shape with an envelope the amount of modulation that comes from this noise source into the main oscillator. I had two envelopes. One is the slope 3, a classic envelope module, and also a very traditional ADSR here, which is connected to this first envelope. Both envelopes, of course, are triggered by PAM. And that's the basics of it. On the next part, I'm going to show you how everything is connected together. Okay, so this is the diagram I pulled together to explain how the patch is connected in detail. I hope this is clear enough for you to understand how everything works, should you wish to replicate this on your own. First of all, we have the VCO3, which produces a sine wave going through the saturator circuit, squeeze, then into the output VCA, which is one of the channels on BIP, into the ghost module. That's one of the channels. The other channel is the mini VCO, which go through a simple VCA out to the ghost module as the second channel. Both oscillators are linked, are synced. The VCO3 provides square wave into the syncing input. And also I'm using the sub VCO to generate a subsine, which is attenuated, and into the FM input of the mini VCO. That's how the two oscillators are connected together and how they produce sound. Now let's focus on the modulation that the VCO3 has. I mentioned before we have the DIN module, which produces a bandpass noise source, and that's through a VCA into the through 0FM. That VCA is the first channel of the BIP module, which, as I mentioned before, I have an ADSR which provides the envelope to that channel, that VCA, sorry, and that also it's being used for the second voice VCA output control. The main VCA is controlled with this slope 3, which the up output triggers the second VCA, and the trigger input is connected to the PAM module. So yeah, so this is basically how everything hangs together. Yeah, hopefully you like it, and let me know in your comments any feedback or anything else. Thank you. Bye.